What's up, everybody? It's Joneser, your favorite comic book guy here. I've got a different kind of video for you today. We're going to get into some Batman comic books. This is a special video. It's intended for people who have never read a Batman comic book before and just don't know where to start. So let's check it out. Well, as I said, this is going to be a little bit more of a how-to video for people who are not familiar with Batman comics or have been interested in reading and have just never gotten to it. I was mostly inspired to do this video because of a Facebook group that I'm on. There's a Batman fan club, and it seems like every day there's just some post about movie Batman, what movie Batman's better, what movie Batman, movie Batman. And I was like, man, don't these guys ever read the comics? They're way better than these movies. But, you know, I mean, everybody enjoys their character in their own way. Some people prefer the video games or the cartoons, and those are all good too. And the movies have, some of them are better than others, in my opinion. But anyway, this is going to be a comic book read order type list here. So, a couple quick things. One, the read order in here is purely my opinion. This is what I do. These books are from my own collection. For speed purposes and sake, I'm using the trade paperbacks or the graphic novels. I think it's easier and cheaper to pick these up than it would be to get these books individually. You can pick them up at your local comic book store, which would probably use your business better than these other places. But I mean, if you need to, you can also go to like Barnes & Noble or Amazon, or you can find them anywhere. But I'm assuming that most watching this haven't read these before, or maybe some of you have and just were interested. Anyways, I'm going to try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, and we're just going to get right at it. Now, first off, I do this kind of weird, so if you don't like my Quentin Tarantino thing I'm doing here, just skip book number 1 and go right to number 2. But I like to kind of start at the ending. And honestly, there's no way you could miss this book. But this is The Dark Knight Returns. Frank Miller's take on future Batman here. And this is an old man Batman coming out of retirement to, get back at it. And this book is just a classic. And I think this is a great place for new readers to begin. But if you don't like, starting at the ending and you want to go to the beginning, here's where I think the beginning is. This is Batman Year One. So this starts off Batman in his very first adventures. You get to see, the origins of Batman, origins of Jim Gordon, honestly, this is Frank Miller's take on it, where they kind of revamped the Batman world. And this is a great place for you to start if you want to start at the beginning. Right here, Year One. Moving on. After Year One, this book, Joker, The Man Who Laughs. Man, this takes place almost exactly right where Year One ends. So it's like perfect, it's right to the next story. This will introduce you to the Joker. Batman meets him for the first time. Great stuff, great book. I think this is just as good. We got Dark Victory. And these guys, really nail this here. You get some early age Batman stories where he's still kind of new to the game. And he's doing his thing. Moving on to my absolute favorite in all of these. This is The Long Halloween. I think the art style in this is just incredible. We get to a Two-Face origin here, and good stuff, kind of a retelling of some Batman lore and history. And again, if you follow this from Year One up to here, these stories should be chronologically, for the most part. I mean, you got to understand this character's had since 1939, so there's been a lot of stories, and they've rebooted and revamped, and there's going to be some contradicting stuff. But anyway, if you just follow old Joneser's pattern here, you'll be all right. And then we got to Dark Victory. This will introduce Batman to Robin. And for my money, once you get past this book, you're kind of free to explore a little bit, you know, and I think you're very safe to explore anything pre-1988. I mean, obviously, like I said, with all the lore, you're going to have some contradicting stories, but I took some notes here, and, you know, I think you should look into Hugo Strange and the Riddler, and, you know, do some of the Jim Aparo stuff from the 70s and the Neil Adams stuff. You should be looking into Ra's al Ghul, you know, and how the Bat family and Batgirl and, you know, all these different things in the Batman lore, you know, anything pre-1988, I think you're pretty safe. And if you don't want to do that, you know, you can continue on with my little path, you know. This one's highly recommended. This is The Killing Joke. Gotta check out The Killing Joke. It's good stuff, you know, and the Joker at his best. You know, I don't know what more I could say. And from there, you know, again, like, you know, 1988, pre-1988, you should have seen Batgirl already by now. You should have seen that Robin is changing of the guard and some Nightwing and some Teen Titans, if you're interested. If not, just keep following my books. My books are good. And here we go to Death of the Family. And, you know, again, you know, really great book. You know, not going to give you any spoilers, but I think most of you probably already know what's going on there. And then I think we close this out with Batman versus the Predator. And I say you read the first story here of Batman versus the Predator, and then you stop. We'll save chapter 2 and chapter 3 for later. But again, you know, these books, this is just my opinion. I'll do a part 2 where we'll move on from here, probably going into Nightfall. You know, this is just a great place for new readers to start and to get into some Batman lore. And I mean, there's not really any right or wrong way to do this. This is just how I like to enjoy the books. And, you know, read some comics. The movies are okay, you know, or some of them are, but I mean, the comics is where Batman's at. And a lot of these, you know, like especially when you go to the Frank Miller, The Dark Knight Returns, I mean, that's basically your Batman versus Superman movie right there. You know, they just took some of the coolest parts of that book, and that somehow ended up the coolest parts of that movie. In my opinion, that was a poor movie, but hey, I'm not trying to crap on your movie. You guys liked it, you liked it. I didn't like it. But, you know, why don't you check out some of the material that they stole it from? You know, it's good stuff. So read some comics. If you like these Batman comics, you know, I've got part 2 of this video will be coming out, and we'll show you where to keep reading from here. But, you know, Batman.